What is going on, Warmouth? My name is Kevin. I can't roll my R's. I don't know how to whistle. And you heard John before, try not to heckle me. It might just be considered a hate crime. Y'all look too little for this shit. As he said, I travel up here from Orangeburg to do comedy. I live with my widowed grandmother. We recently lost my grandfather about a month ago. We were definitely sad to see him go, but it actually brought the family together. A lot of people came down from Maryland for the funeral. It was really good to see family. I was a little concerned because my 3 cousins decided to bring all 27 of their kids with them. And I'm a former educator. I know there are classrooms in South Carolina with less children and more teachers than we have parents in this situation. And the one thing about it is that it put me in a good spot because, like, despite all my marijuana smoking, I still felt like I'm going to become a good dad. I noticed a lot more shit that no one else really noticed on the house, like, why are they playing catch with mini bottles of Crown Royal? I didn't even go to an older adult. I just said, fuck it, I don't parent this shit. Give me that, give me that, give me that. And the kids were put in a weird spot because, I mean, like, I talk like an adult. I walk like an adult. I'm not quite the height of one. And, you know, everyone's in the living room crying over grandpa. I'm in the back playing Fortnite. I can hear them through the fucking doors. Do we have to listen to him? No, I don't think he counts. There's one little girl. She was just kind of acting a fool, and I realized, you know, this isn't my kid. Why do I have to deal with this? You know what? Be quiet, behave, or I'm gonna tell your mom. This little girl looked at me and said, "Do you know who my mom is?" And I'll be honest with you, that little angel had me stumped like Final Jeopardy last night. That's why I kind of looked at her. Well, do you know who your daddy is? Kevin! Y'all always hear when I say the dumb shit. My daddy's Mr. Darryl, I'm thinking in my head, not if you calling him that. Yeah. One of my little nephews, there's an unwritten rule in my grandmother's house. You're not allowed to drink coffee if you can't actually buy her a pack of cigarettes. My nephew saw me fixing a cup one morning and he's like, "Uncle, what you putting in your coffee?" Well, young man, I don't know what they're putting in the fucking milk these days. This is pumpkin spice creamer. It's pretty tasty. Oh, I wonder what it tastes like. And I shot my foot right there in the kitchen. Tastes like white women in freedom. Ooh, can I have some? My uncle came out of the corner real quick. No. He ain't ready for that shit yet. He had this sad look on his face. I kind of went up to him and I was like, "Listen, be your personal Harriet Tubman on this voyage. There are new freedoms in 2018. I want you to experience this." Grandma didn't like that shit too much. We kind of got into it during the funeral and everything. You know, she wanted to blow off a little bit of steam, so we just started play fighting, kind of boxing and everything. And we're just throwing hands. You know, Grandma's gangster. She still got it and shit. And I'm not going to say I pimp slapped my grandmother, but with the way people certain movements, and I'm trying to block one way to the untrained eye, it could look like a pimp slap. And I felt so bad about what I did. Oh my God, Grandma, I am so. I didn't even get those words out. She had already hit me. My body was exposed right there in the liver and kidney. I'm dropping to the ground thinking that's going to be it. She just gets over top of me and starts raining down blows. Only aiming for the body. She knows I got to come in front of all you people. She leaves no visible bruises. My brother comes out the kitchen, sees what's going on. He just dives across it like a UFC referee. He's out! Stay down, son. The fight's over. You ever see a 72-year-old lady strut around the living room like a pre-beat down Conor McGregor? Her hips a little bad. Nah, I love that lady. She recently celebrated her birthday. Actually, it was the same day as Will Smith's birthday. We didn't do anything as grand as he did. He went bungee jumping out of a helicopter. I kind of feel like he should be put that energy towards something a little bit more constructive. Maybe follow Roseanne and Will and Grace and bring back the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. It's an awesome show. And you know, the actor who played Uncle Phil, James Avery, has passed away. We won't have an Uncle Phil, but we can have an Uncle Will. It's loosely based. Fresh Prince of Bel-Air was loosely based on Will Smith's life, and if you think about it, it works when you bring the show back. Just think one second about it. This is a story all about how a film career got off the ground. I'd like you to take a minute, just sit right there. I can tell you how he became the king of a town called Bel-Air. In West Hollywood, I was amazed that 3 Men in Blacks garnered nothing but praise. Bad Boys 1, followed by part 2. I hitched on our robot because it looked kind of cool, but a man named Weinstein, he was up to no good. He started touching girls in the neighborhood. I did One Bad Western and Jada was scared. She said, stop getting jiggy with it and become the king of Bel-Air. Honestly, I'm just trying to have a saying which Aunt Vivian we get this time around. I'm all about that pumpkin spice. Yeah. You know, I'm glad y'all having a good time up here. One of the first few times I ever did comedy in Columbia, I did a few of these same jokes. Everyone had a really great time. I got off stage, this girl came up to me and was like, hey, you did great. She gave me her phone number and I was kind of happy. I'm like, oh, this is dope. This never really happens to me. So I text her, you know, this is Kevin from comedy. And 5 minutes later, she just gives me an address, and I'm like, oh, we moving really fast in this day and age. I'm not ready for this. So I go outside to catch my breath, collect my head and everything, and she just shows up out of nowhere, and she's like, you know what? Why don't you follow me home? And despite Get Out still being in the theaters, I didn't think this was a bad idea. I was like, all right. And on the ride there, I was nervous for a couple of reasons. First, I didn't actually see what car she got into, and if it's 1 a.m. and I'm following the wrong white woman home, this is going to be bad news for me. And number 2, I didn't know anyone. Columbia was my first night up here. Performance anxiety is a bitch. Last thing I want to be known for when I get back to the comedy club is for having a tight 5 in the streets but a quick 2 in the sheets. But it was a dope experience. She brought out a plate full of weed and said, yo, well, let's just smoke this. And for some reason, I decided to text my grandmother, don't wait up. And had a great conversation. I made a new friend. It was an awesome time. That next morning, I got back home and I'm sitting outside having that morning wake and bake, and my grandmother confronts me. You ever wake me up on some bullshit like that again? And I'm sitting there thinking in my head, you know, I just want you to know that your grandson's okay, you know, it was late at night. I don't give a sh. I was like, all right, Grandma. I bet you didn't even smash. Well, if you must know, your grandson was a perfect gentleman. Again, I ain't even get those words out of my mouth. Bitch. Just put a That's my time, guys. Thank y'all very much. The next comedian coming to the stage, a very, very good friend of mine. Give him your hand, guys. His name is Mr. Jonathan Moore.